Generational trauma ends with you. 5 powerful steps to break the cycle. Hi, I'm Dr. MD Rena, and today I want to talk about something that affects far more people than they realize, something that quietly shapes our emotions, our relationships, and even the way our bodies respond to stress. It's called generational trauma. And the truth is, some of the pain you're dealing with right now didn't start with you. You didn't choose it. You didn't create it, but somehow you're carrying it. The anxiety you can't explain, the way you shut down during conflict, the fear of getting close to people, the pressure to always be strong, the feeling that rest equals laziness and emotions equal weakness. That's not a flaw in your personality. That's generational trauma. It's pain that was never healed, only passed down. And every family line eventually produces one person who becomes aware enough to stop the cycle. One person who says, "This doesn't go any further." If you're watching this, there's a strong chance that person is you. Generational trauma doesn't only come from extreme events. It's not just war, abuse, or major tragedy. Sometimes it comes from emotional neglect, from growing up in survival mode, from households where feelings were ignored, dismissed, or punished, from parents who loved you but didn't know how to express that love in a safe way. Your parents didn't pass down trauma on purpose. They passed down what they had: coping mechanisms, survival strategies, emotional patterns they learned long before you were born. So when you overthink, people please, shut down, explode, or feel guilty for choosing yourself, that's not random. That's your nervous system doing exactly what it was trained to do to stay safe. The shift begins when you stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What did I learn in order to survive?" Many of the behaviors we criticize ourselves for were once necessary. Silence may have kept the peace. Emotional distance may have prevented rejection. Overworking may have meant security. Hyper-independence may have meant survival. Understanding that removes shame, and shame is one of the strongest chains keeping generational trauma alive. Another hard truth is that familiarity is often mistaken for health. Just because something feels normal doesn't mean it's good for you. Chaos can feel familiar. Emotional coldness can feel normal. Yelling, guilt, manipulation, or silent treatment can feel like that's just how family is. But patterns that repeat across generations are rarely accidental. They're inherited. Many people protect harmful dynamics by calling them culture, tradition, respect, or tough love. But pain that's never acknowledged doesn't disappear. It just gets normalized and passed on. Breaking generational trauma requires the courage to admit that some things you grew up with were not healthy, even if they were all your parents knew. That doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you aware. And awareness is where change begins. One of the biggest mistakes people make is trying to heal trauma using logic alone. They read books, watch videos, and understand everything intellectually, yet still react the same way emotionally. That's because trauma doesn't live only in your thoughts. It lives in your body. Your nervous system learned survival patterns before you had language. If your environment was unpredictable, your body learned to stay alert. If emotions weren't safe, your body learned to shut down. If love was conditional, your body learned to perform. Healing means teaching your body that the danger is no longer there. That might look like slowing down instead of constantly rushing, learning to breathe through emotional reactions instead of fighting them, allowing yourself to rest without guilt, sitting with uncomfortable feelings instead of numbing them. For someone raised in survival mode, peace can feel uncomfortable at first. Calm can feel boring or even unsafe, but regulation is where real healing happens. When your nervous system feels safe, you make better decisions, you communicate more clearly, you stop reacting from old wounds and start responding from the present. Another unavoidable part of ending generational trauma is learning to set boundaries, and for many people, this is the hardest part. If you were raised to put others first, boundaries can feel selfish. If obedience was tied to love, boundaries can feel disrespectful. If you were praised for being strong and quiet, boundaries can feel like weakness. But boundaries are not punishment, they are protection. They sound like, "This behavior is not okay with me. I need space. I won't engage in this. I choose peace." Some people will resist the new version of you, not because you're wrong, but because your growth disrupts the old system. The healed version of you no longer fits the roles others benefited from, and that's okay. You cannot heal and remain exactly the same person. Growth requires change, and change often brings discomfort before clarity. You don't end generational trauma by lecturing your family or trying to fix everyone else. You end it by living differently, by choosing healthier relationships, by communicating instead of exploding or disappearing, by apologizing when you're wrong, by modeling emotional safety, by creating an environment where feelings are allowed instead of feared. Healing speaks louder through behavior than explanation. And even if no one ever acknowledges your effort, even if your family never thanks you or understands you, the cycle still ends. Your future children won't need to unlearn what you refuse to pass down. They'll inherit emotional safety instead of survival patterns. Breaking generational trauma is heavy work. You grieve what you didn't receive. You face emotions others avoided. You question beliefs that once felt unquestionable. But it's also powerful work, because decades, even centuries of pain can stop with one conscious decision, one person choosing awareness over denial, healing over habits, growth over familiarity. And if this message resonates with you, it's because something inside you is ready to break the cycle. This ends with you. If you found value in this video and want to continue your journey of healing and growth, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Also, comment below and share your thoughts. I want to hear from you and support you on this path.